It's Ronnie, and welcome to Simple Stories Saturday, hosted by Joanne Bertel. And we will all be using our simple stories to create our layouts. And then it is also Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, and this time it's double pages for all the sketches. However, again, all month long so far, I have done a single page, and it's by Rebecca Lockhart. It's a beautiful sketch, but I'm going to combine the two and kind of flip them. I'm going to have more embellishments on the right hand side than the left, and I'm only going to have the one photo, though, that's on the right. So it's going to be flipped all over and split split between, no, it's all going to go on one page. It's not going to be split. um, I'm just showing the stuff that I plan on using there, and I am going to use that log um, die and the chicken wire. And I didn't actually cut these out today, but I'm showing that there was several already cut, and I did find the die set for it so I could show it. And it is Tim Holtz. And then this one, I'm showing that paper because that's what I had used for this one. And it's gingham, but you really can't tell once I get it all inked up. And then I'm also going to use that other Tim Holtz one. And I am not going to use those letters. I couldn't make up my mind about my title, but then I decided to go ahead and use one of the die cuts. Oh, I'm bringing that back because I forgot to show you. That's the paper I used on them, and those I did cut today. And this is my nephew and his wife, and they were celebrating 9 years together. And I show in there, I punched out the branches from the back of that wood grain, and that's Color Vibe, Simple Stories Color Vibe, I think. It's the older one with the grid on the back, and this one's a dot grid. And I'm going to put the chicken wire in two places, and I used like a brushed metal um, cardstock for it, and instead of having the shinier stuff. I wanted something to go up high to cover up, part of that chicken wire there. So I'm picking out my taller things to go first and trying to work them in. And I did make these probably the last time I did a fall layout. Probably. I can't remember if it was the last time I did a fall layout or last time I did a Simple Stories fall layout. Not sure. It could be both or either. Uh, I'm putting everything except the first layer that goes down on these is going to get foam tape. And some of the ones on the first layer is going to get it on the ends. But I tried to cut most of that out so you wouldn't have to watch me put foam tape on there. Some of it made it on there, and some I managed to cut out. But I was pretty glad that I didn't use all of them that I made that day. I cut a bunch, and then I was sitting there playing with it last time and ended up with more than I needed. And the leaves too, the green ones, I did that same day. And I'm going to cut that one there apart because it wasn't going to land quite like I wanted to. I wanted one branch over to the left farther, and I was going to have to kind of squish it all over, and I wanted it to look more natural. And so I cut one off and put it over. And all the green ones are from a Tim Holtz one too. I think that one's Funky Florals. There's what my title's going to be, and it's Autumn is in the Air. And uh, I debated on putting on foam tape, but then I decided to add a few things with the title. So that's why the picture didn't get foam tape, because I knew I was going to put all these flowers up there on top of it and do my mostly flower embellishment stuff over there to the right hand side. Ah, I got it out. I mean, my mind just wasn't working there. I was thinking, well, I was looking and thinking, what am I going to be doing next while I was talking? And, multitasking? Nah, not when I'm doing a voiceover. Oh, let's see. I made sure, I was making sure that top layer of the green leaf is showing on them because, that's the prettiest part of it. And I'm looking at my layout. I think the one that I hope, well, I failed. The first one I put on without thinking about it, but I know I was thinking about it on the second too. I was looking at the little screen and I thought, boy, it don't look like I see any of that pattern on there at all. So I had to look at the layout and I even thought, did I put it upside down? No, I didn't. I just totally covered it up. So you can't see the fancy little layer on top on the first one up there at the top. Um, I had those one leaves and stuff. Most of the uh, fall, more yellowish orange leaves, they are, it is a gingham paper. But like I said, I inked it, I guess, enough that you couldn't even tell. And I inked this with the brown, and then I stamped it with the brown too, so it looked like it wasn't flat and plain. Give it some texture is what I'm doing. I could have maybe ran it through, but no, it wouldn't work. I started to say ran it through a embossing folder, but it wouldn't work near as well as this anyway. So I just added texture to that plain paper cardstock. And I wanted it to go there. In my head, it went there. In real life, no. So it's going down there in the bottom left-hand corner instead because I really wanted it on there. But I was still wanting it, the whole cluster of flowers come out farther and go in front of the photo all the way across. So I will think about getting another, well, it's a fern, and putting it on there. And that worked pretty good. I am going to cover part of it up later when I realize what I do. It was just a small mess up, and it was fixed super quick. But I just didn't even pay attention to what I was doing. And I will tell you which one it is when I get to it. There might be others between now and then, but I'll tell you about that one. I I forgot to put the foam tape on this one, I guess, and went back. Um, I think there's 4 different leaves in that other thing, and then that great big spray up there. But the die set comes with, I think, 3 sizes and sets of leaves. And I think I use this next to the smallest one, the middle one. And so here's my log, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. I wanted it to go the other way, but then I wanted the opening part that's got the stamping on it visible, which going the other way, it wouldn't be near as good. And so I went ahead and uh, figured out I needed to pull another die out. So as you can see laying there to my right is that die because I forgot to move it. And it's going to sit there a little while. And I cut it in half so I can put part behind the log and part in front of the log. But see that curve in that log? I'm going to have to make sure I fill in that little area so it's not white space right there. Because that kind of bugged me. So I will fill in that little area. And then I'm going to add a leaf to it just for good measure. Uh, I tucked it down in the grass blades. I think I already have more flowers on my layout than the sketch did. And I'm not really going to go right up the side, but I'll go ahead and add it. Well, let's see. 1 flower and 1 leaf. Well, that 1 leaf you won't see till the photos. To the title to help it go down that side because well, no, I think on the sketch it's just the top and the bottom. I might have added that for nothing, but I added it anyway. Uh, oh, this is a heart. As I said, this is my nephew and his wife, and they were celebrating. They got photos taken for their 9th anniversary, and so I'm putting some hearts on the layout to kind of go with that. I always look at him and think of what a good kid he is. And then, I'll notice his gray hair. I think I should quit calling him a kid. But yeah, he is a kid. Kid at heart, or in my eyes anyway. So I'm adding another heart up there, so that makes my 3 hearts on my layout. And there's the scrapbook paper has not has, had 3 butterflies on it. However, I covered up one, so I had to add one more to it so that, I'd have 3 on here. So the one, is from the ephemera pack. But then I remembered I got extra ephemera packs on a peachy cheap thing one day. And so I threw in an extra package in there. And yeah, it came out of that one. Um, Here's where I make the mistake. Uh, did you see that teal color there? Yeah, I wanted to put a short banner there. There was more in the sticker book, but this one was already out and I already put on cardstock and cut around. And so I thought, well, I will use it in the upper left-hand corner. And the banner was even cut for the yellow layer, yellow plaid. So I thought I was doing good, and then it hit me sometime or other when I noticed that you will see me add a little more teal, 2 more places, so that it won't be the only place on the whole layout that has teal. But I had some over in the tray anyway. I'm not sure why I put it there. I wasn't even thinking about adding teal to it because there's no teal in the photos, and even though there is in the collection. But I think it'll be okay because their uh, clothing, both of them, is more of a neutral color on both of them. These little flowers was already made up, or I probably would have used all light colored petals. But since they were already made up in this color, I thought, well, I might as well use them. Those colors are in the picture anyway. Kind of remind me of the bark on the tree and everything. And so I just went ahead and used them with this layout. And that's it. That's my layout. I am putting tarnished brass, Tim Holtz tarnished brass on here. I considered using the rusty hinge, but then I thought, I think I want to add, since I already have quite a bit of rusty color on here, a little tarnished brass instead. And it is shining really good in this finished layout because it's all dry now. But yeah, it looks pretty good. But as you can tell, it does look like the 2 combined together and flipped. And flowers too. There was flowers in the sketches, so I got that down too. But there's where I kind of stretched up towards the top of the photo, and I added the fern, which I die cut out of that dark colored paper. I don't think I would ever used it if I hadn't started die cutting out of it. And that was like probably when I first got it. And here's my flowers, and you can see some of that tarnished brass shining right there. And here's a little cluster down there in the bottom left-hand corner. I almost said right, but I caught myself. And yeah, the addition of my cattails, I just love that die. And there's the title, Autumn is in the Air. And there's that one leaf that I added when I was taking the photos. I had to find something that go with the other leaves. And there's the one I added up there to the top. And so yeah, that's it. That's my layout. So make sure you check out all the links down there below for the Simple Story Saturday. And for Christy's Beautiful Life, there is a playlist for all the videos that's been going on all month long. So plenty of inspiration down there in the comment section. I am mean description. But thank you all so very, very much for joining me today while I created my layout. I hope you all have a happy scrappy week. Bye.